Another reason to make Lake St. Clair your destination is because it's respected by the world's anglers as some of the best sport fishing in the country, especially for smallmouth bass and muskie. Captain Joel Piatek, owner of Fish Heads Charters, took us out for a great smallie fishing experience.
We run a three-way system. This is all with live bait. And what we're doing is we're using a little bit longer drop on this because the weeds, we're halfway through the summer right now, so the weeds off the bottom are kind of high. And we just want that sinker to be skipping along the bottom the whole time. And while it does that, our shiner is going to be up this high here, swimming nice and natural on top of the weeds, presenting it in such a way that's going to be appealing to the smallmouth, which we're after here. Most people are going to have the tendency to go ahead and set the hook. Because we're using live bait and we're also using a smaller hook, what I want you to do is slow down a little bit. Let that fish wrap it a couple times. Even extend your arm out so that it could swallow that bait a little bit, get that hook in there. And then if you still feel them at that particular time, lift up just a little bit. If you're still feeling that weight, all I want you to do is just pull up on it just about that hard. You don't want to set it like you would be as if you're using an artificial bait.
Okay.
Artificial baits, totally different scenario.
The smallmouth bass fishing is nothing short of spectacular. In the summer, anglers are treated to non-stop action. It looks like Tom found a good spot on the lake.
Nice and easy, just lift them up a little bit, lift them up a little bit. There you go. Nice job.
Yeah, right.
Now that's one of our typical smallmouth right here on Lake St. Clair.
Beautiful.
This is such a great time since bass are the gamest of all sport fish and really fun to catch.
Oh, this one's better.
Fish on. Oh, very nice fish, Tom. That is an excellent fish. This is probably something that I enjoy most. In fact, if you give me my day off, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to bass fish. I like using live bait for smallmouth bass, and the reason being is because you can consistently catch fish like that.
As much fun as it was catching those smallmouth, we were more than anxious to try our hand at Lake St. Clair's world-renowned muskie fishing. Joel invited us back for what he said was super muskie fishing in the fall. Well, he didn't have to ask us twice. As soon as the first cool weather of fall was upon us, we called Joel and set up what would be a fishing trip of a lifetime. Joel started picking out the right lures for us to catch the big one. When we saw the size of the lures, it made our heart skip a beat. If the lure was that big, how big was the fish?
You see small muskies eat these giant baits, no problem at all.
Tom and Denny spent literally hundreds of hours in their youth hunting for the fish of 1,000 casts and were rewarded on occasion for the fight of a lifetime. Once it is in your blood, nothing compares to the pursuit of a muskie. We all had our own rods, and Joel picked out what he said were the best baits. Would we actually be lucky enough to catch a muskie today? Joel was pretty confident that we would catch a fish, but after all the years the guys spent fishing for the elusive predator, they just couldn't imagine that one day on the water would yield a muskellunge. All the rods were set, and it was time to get down to business. Brad, Jerry, Tom, and Denny were quiet as a church mouse in anticipation of a monster attacking our bait. Who would be the lucky one? Would it be a big one? Would we even get a bite? Well, we didn't have to wait long, as Tom set the hook on our first fish, and it looked to be a whopper. As Joel hollered instructions to pilot Chris, Tom fought one of the biggest fish of his life.
Oh, he's pulling, man. He's taking it.
Right rudder, Chris, right rudder.
Oh, there he is back there.
All right, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. It's in the net.
Oh.
Nice job, Tom. Nice job.
Nice fish.
Yeah, nice job. Nice job, guys.
44 inches, and Tom was exhausted. Wow, what a beauty. Soon it was Denny's turn, and another beauty was boated. Can you imagine 2 muskie in one day?
Okay, easy, easy, Den. All right, got it in the net. Nice job, bud. Nice job. All right, cool.
And unbelievably, we weren't done yet.
Keep coming, slow down.
Jerry
Here.
pulled in a nice
Coming,
keeper.
buddy.
But sadly for Brad, that was it. Don't despair, Brad. You live down here, so I'm sure we'll be hearing some great stories from you in the future.